Hold please. 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 Hold please.
Hello, babes. Hello. Let me back it on up like a U-Haul truck so you can see me and I can see you. Hello, babes. Welcome back to Sunday Sips. If you're new here, hi, my name is Shannon. I talk about luxury beauty with a little laughter and also beauty with a little banter. We discuss all things luxury beauty and skincare. And on Sundays, we like to sip. Today's sip is some H2O. And we like to talk about makeup. So thank you all for coming. Don't forget to tell a friend, tell a foe, tell all you know. BrownGirlBella is the place to be. Hello, Sissy Burns. I see you out there. And MLW Fishing Man. Hi, long time no see. Welcome in. And for all my cloud cuties out there, welcome. So I'm not going to hold you. Because it is hot here in the Northeast. Let me tell you, I only put this sweater on so it can be a little, presentable, a little bit more presentable. But baby, it's hot. It's hot. And if you hear humming in the background, that is my little fan because I need it today. I definitely need it today. All right. So I wanted to do this Sunday Sips and dedicate it to some of my products that I have been loving this summer. I'm going to tell you, some of these products have really saved my bacon when it came to, saving a look or making it look really flawless, but looking like I have nothing on. Hi, Rana. Welcome in, Rana Chef. I'm doing well. How are you, dear friend? How are you? So I've really been loving this stuff. And I'm going to jump right into the first product that has saved my bacon this summer. And that is Dr. Jart's BB Cream. I'm gonna tell you, it has SPF of 40, so it's gonna, help protect us from the sun, which we need. We need protection from the sun, even if you don't see it or if you don't feel it. Trust me and believe it is there. It is there, and you need to protect yourself from it. So I am looking for one of my little brushes. I'm gonna do this one. All right, so we're going to use one of my Morphe brushes, and I'm just going to use a pump of this, not even a full pump, like a half a pump, because I'm going to play Mad Scientist today. Half a pump over here. And I'm going to use a 1-2 combination that I didn't think I needed. I didn't think I needed it, babe, until I had this out, and unbeknownst to me, I already had on this. And I was like, look at that glow. Look at that shine. This, by chance, is 𝕊𝕦𝕡𝕒𝕟𝕜𝕤. And this is her skin tint. And I don't really use it as often because it has like that crayon smell to it, like some of the 𝕊𝕦𝕢𝕒𝕟𝕜𝕤's products has. And that's because they're, clean beauty. They don't use any phthalates or anything like that in their products. So sometimes you may get a little smell. But you know when it's gone bad, babes, because this thing will stink up the room as soon as you open it up. It will light it up. Hey, King Morgan, welcome in. So you see how radiant my skin looks with those two products on? And I did not use a lot. I used like a half a pump on either side of the Dr. Jart. And then when I went in with the 𝕊𝕦𝕡𝕒𝕒𝕢𝕒, I actually put it on my forehead first, and then I used the rest to just smooth down the rest of the skin. And that's it. That's all you need. Boom. Done. Done. So, not to be undone, we will continue on with the Say Concealer. This is another one, babes, that has really saved my bacon. I took this with me when I went to, where did I go? I went to Dallas. That's right. I went to Dallas. And in some cases, I didn't even have time to put on foundation. So I just put this all over my skin and just spot concealed. And again, it came out looking so beautiful. What's left, I'm just going to put all across the eye as an eye primer. And today we're going to go for that sultry look that Celine Dion had in the opening ceremony when she sang. And might I say, she sang beautifully. Her voice was like an angel. And I was so mesmerized by one, the sound that was emanating from her body. Because if you didn't see it, Google the performance. It was phenomenal. Hey, Nikki, baby, I see you. Welcome in. And I'm going to tell you, babes, that makeup look that she wore, oh my God, so beautiful. She looked like a sultry siren with that look on. So we're going to try to create it here on the channel today because I thought that was so, so beautiful. And, I have on black today, so a sultry, bronzy look will be perfect for what we're doing today. So I just blended in the concealer, and what was left I blanketed out the eye with it because we're going to use some eyeshadow from Charlotte Tilbury. And Charlotte Tilbury, actually, her daughter was the one to, oh, what is this sticking out? Was the one to tell us all that it was a Charlotte Tilbury look that she did along with one of her other makeup artists. So I am in good company because that beautiful look that she did was absolutely stunning. And you will see shortly as I demonstrate it. Okay, so I have to change this because this is not the right link. And I keep forgetting to do that. Just putting on some balm right now, babes. And we're going to get into this look. And I'll show you Celine Dion's look after we recreate it so you can see what I went for here. But we're going to continue on with my cream products, and then we're going to save the eyes for last. But before we do that, I do want to powder the eye, and I'm going to use my Fenty Beauty for this. Again, Fenty Beauty, I've had these powders for a while now. This one here is nutmeg that I'm going to put right underneath my eye. Not baking it, just popping a little bit underneath the eye, because we don't want any creasing. And then the same with the lid. We're going to put a little bit on the eyelid so that we don't have any creasing when we do this look. Babes, these powders, like I said, I've had for a while, but one day I was doing my makeup, just for the house, and I was like, I don't need Givenchy powder because I swear by the Givenchy Prism Leave powder that they came out with. But I was like, I'm not really going anywhere, so let me just use the regular powder. And so I reached for this in nutmeg. Beautiful. Beautiful. Look at these under eyes. They look good, baby. They look good. And then I just put a little powder on the eyelids. So that's what we did there. And now we're going to continue on with the bronzing up of the face. Again, I'm using LYS as a bronzer stick. You can use whatever you like, but these were my summer faves and my summer saviors for my look. And this bronzing, baby, especially when you just want it naturally blended into the skin. You don't want to do too much. I'm going to take my same brush that I used to put my foundation on, to put this on. And in this case right here, I did not wipe the brush because I wanted a little bit of the residue of the foundation to be on the brush as I blend this in, because this is going to help it look really, really natural, almost like a contour as I blend it in. But this LYS stick really does the job. And I'm going to tell you, I have all of my links in the description box below. Once this video cycles and I'm done with it, I will upload all of my links. And if you care to purchase anything, know that when you shop with Shannon, a little portion comes back to the channel, and it is used for the channel in terms of giveaways, products that I review for you all, and other things that I do throughout the year. So we are getting midway to the year. We're already crossed over the midway point, which was June, and I cannot believe it's almost August now. July is flying by. flying. Hey, James Money, welcome in. All of my handsome men are in here. I see you, Black Guns and Gardens. Welcome. Yeah, this is very much blended into the skin. Barely there. I love. All right, going over to the cheek products. Now, I've loved me some cream blushes. Listen, you're going to have to pry cream blushes out of my cold, dead hands. That's how much I've loved it. And Pat McGrath had sent these out a few months ago, and I had to get them. One, because they're in two of my favorite colors. So I got the Electric Bloom Glow blush stick, which is the same as her Electric Bloom powder, but in a stick formation. And I know you're going to say to me, Bella, what in the world are you doing? Why is there so much blush on your face? Look over to your neighbor and say, neighbor, what is she doing with all that blush? And then if your neighbor is a Bellanista, meaning has been here for any length of time, you know I ain't never scared of no blush. Never, ever, ever scared. Because these cream blushes, look what they do. I'm going to pull in so you can see how this is just melting into my skin. Bam. Oh, it's still there. Don't be scared. It's still there. But because I'm blending it and I'm just stippling the brush right now, just to smooth out any edges, look at that. You still see it, but it's not as neon as it was when I first put it on. You can tell me you were scared. You can tell me in the comments. Look, I was scared. You put that blush stick on like that, and I was a little nervous. Go ahead. You can tell me. But my long time Bellas, my babes, my Bella Brigade, they already know. She gonna go in there and blend that sucker out. Don't be scared. Don't be scared, because that's exactly what I do here. That's exactly what I do. I show you that you should not be afraid of makeup products. You bought them, you use them. Doesn't matter if you use a Pat McGrath stick like what I use, or a Maybelline stick, or whatever. Blend it in using that same brush that you use for everything else, because guess what? It's all blended together on your face anyway. So you might as well conserve all those brushes that you use and go ahead and stipple that brush to make bold cheeks. Now I may make it a little bit bolder as we go along. I'll save it for later. I might go back and touch it up a little bit. You'll see why when I show you the picture of Celine Dion. But now we're going to go over to the eye look. Now for the eye look, I believe that they used a Charlotte Tilbury. I know they used a Charlotte Tilbury eyeshadow palette. And the one I'm going to use that looked similar to what they were doing is this one, which is called Copper Charge. I think they used the Eyes to Mesmerize one. But if you know anything about Charlotte Tilbury's formulas, you know if you have maybe 2 or 3 of her eyeshadow palettes, you can duplicate most of the things that she does in terms of eyeshadow looks. You just need maybe 2 of her palettes, and you can duplicate a lot of what she does. So before I do that, let me go back with my Benefit Precisely, my brow wax. And what I'm going to do is start to brush up these hairs. Now this does have pigment on it. I use the shade number 5. If we twinsies, that's what we using. And I will tell you how this saved my life, because I was out and about and I forgot to do my eyebrows. Now, sometimes I do that when I'm just running out, doing errands, and I'm not really thinking about makeup at that time. I'll just put on some sunscreen. I said, put your sunscreen on. And then maybe a lip balm. And like I said, maybe my brows. In this case, I didn't wear any brows. And I love, by the way, look at that. Look at that. You can put some concealer underneath and on top to like really carve it out and make them really defined. Here, let me show you how I do that. I just take a drop of my concealer, put it at the bottom and top of my brows. And I go in with this one at a time because I don't want it to fully dry down, but I want it to look really, really nice and natural. So it doesn't matter if you do the top first, the bottom first. You just want to bring it as close to the top of your brow as you can get it and carve that line underneath. Just bring it in really close. And you carve that out just as close to the brow as you can get without going into your brow, because we don't want to take away any of the gel, but we want to have a nice sharp brow. So see, that's with the concealer and then that's without. So you can see how sharp it looks. All right, we're going in. Oh, sorry, got to put it on the bottom. And dot on the top. And this is that same concealer that I used, by the way, underneath my eyes. So we're just going to do the same thing. Taking a small shader brush, or also called like a pencil point brush. This is what I'm using. And I just carve them out to make them look a little bit more pronounced. Vern said, wait, I thought you had permanent brows. I have what's called micro shading under my brows, and I haven't had it done in about 2 years. So you're supposed to go and get them touched up, and I have not done that yet. I will, but I just haven't done it yet. So what I use in the meantime are my brow gels. And what happened with this one, I forgot to finish that story. I was out and about and I needed something for those brows. I think I went to get something to eat, or I stayed out a little longer and I was like, oh, I need to put something on those brows. And I thought I didn't have anything in my bag. And I looked in my makeup bag and I had this, precisely my brow. I thought it was here in my little makeup basket. It was actually in my makeup bag. So I had taken it with me somewhere and forgot to take it out and put it in here. And again, I'm using number 5. So this is a light tint that you can use year round. Yeah, but I had micro shading done. Might be even more than 2 years now. Might be 3 years now. So I had that done, but I haven't gone back for any touch-ups. So what I use to touch it up in between is a micro shader, like one of these, or a tint like Kosas. That's a good one too if you want like natural looking brows. I use the dark brown, or it's also called black brown, and that's what I use for my brows. But yep. All right, now we're going to go back to the Charlotte Tilbury. And like I said, they use Charlotte Glow to Mesmerize or Ice to Mesmerize. I use one of those. But this one is called Copper Charge. Again, I'm going to pull it in. And this is going to give me that same look. How do I know? Because I know, honey. I've been using Charlotte Tilbury for a while now. I'm going to use that same brush again that I used the concealer with, because we're being conservative here. We're not trying to wash all of the brushes that we have, because that would be a show in and of itself. But we're going to use this synthetic brush to just work the product in windshield wiper motion back and forth, starting from the crease, but moving downward across the lid of the eye. And so with one pass, this is what I'm getting, which is good. So I'm going to bring it down the side of my nose. Why? Because we can contour with this too. How about that? I know you see it. And not too much. We don't want to overly contour our eye, but we do want to make it look really flawless and nice. All right, now we're going to go in with another tap and do the other eye. Again, starting from the crease, and we're going to go gently down across the eye. And while we're at it, we're going to go down that other side of the nose, because why not? Why not? All right. Now you can take another brush if you want to go in and further blend out. Maybe you wanted it to be a little bit more diffused. Go in with a clean brush and you can diffuse that. Any sharp lines that you may have on the eye, you can diffuse those. And really blend it out like you want. The thing about this look, I'm going to tell you, is it's not so much the matte color, because you can see the matte color, but it was a little blurred out. What I loved about this look was two things that we're going to do in just a moment. The first thing that I loved about it is that she had this amazing bronze lid color. And it was so beautiful and shiny and gorgeous. But it like moved across her eye. It went like darker and then it got a little bit lighter towards the back. And I was like, I must duplicate this. I must duplicate this. So I'm going to go in with that champagne-y color first with one of my flat brushes. And I am going to move this across the eye, going from inner corner of the eye straight across. And I'm going to try not to go back and forth because I want a nice, even layer of this beautiful golden shimmer shadow. Okay. And then if you feel like you need to go in with another, as I do, you're just going to pat the brush ever so slightly into your palette. And again, move it across the eye. You want no patches in here. You want nothing out of place. You want it to be a seamless blend between your lid and your eye color. Because remember, we're going to go back and layer it even more with more shimmer. And honey, don't tell me no nonsense like you are a woman of a particular age and so you can't wear shimmer. Baby, anybody can wear shimmer. And everybody should wear shimmer. Finding the right shimmer for you, that's the question. Because, maybe you like neutral tones like what I'm doing right now. This is perfect for like that summer look. You're going out. It also blends in with mostly everything in your wardrobe. I can't see an outfit where this kind of look would not be appropriate. And you can not only do this in the summer, but you can do this in the winter too. This is another great go-to eyeshadow look for the holiday season. We all love those bronzy tones, those golden tones, even the silver. So now I'm going to go back and use that same brush, turning it over, and I'm going to use that darker bronze color. And again, I'm going to pick it up and I'm going to put it in the eye, and I'm going to use light tapping motions because, again, I want to be precise with this placement and cover that front half of the eye. See that pop? Hey, Lou, welcome in. This was beautiful when I saw it on Celine Dion. And I was like, yeah, this has to be done. These bronzy shades I have in a lot of palettes. I have them in Charlotte Tilbury. I have them in Pat McGrath. I have them in Natasha Denona. I have them a lot of different ways. Some are more brighter than others. Some are darker. Some are lighter. Across the gamut. But what I love about the Charlotte Tilbury is that it instantly pops your eyes, instantly gives you that really great pop and dimension to your eyes that really just blows me over. I'm going to get one of these brushes. This is a sable hair natural brush. I'm going to go back in with that golden color. And because the bronze is so bright, I kind of want to go back in with my gold so I don't lose that color. And again, I'm just patting it in because I want it to be exactly where I placed it. I want that dual shimmer to really pop and illuminate the face. Let me come in a little closer so you can see as I'm applying it, how I'm doing it. Just lightly patting it in. The more you pat it in, the more opaque the saturation gets, and the more you get that dual shine and that glow. Look at that. I'm telling you, Celine Dion had me at hello, and the team at Charlotte Tilbury. They had me at hello with this look. Beautiful. Hey, Miss Edna. My Dozen Bay Plus YouTuber. So nice. And pat it in, pat. And again, we want it to be saturated. We want that lid to look like you can see us from the moon. All right. Again, if you go over and you have some fallout, No worries, because we already have some concealer down. And we can always go over and emphasize in places where we need to. All right, one last thing, and then we are done with the shadow placement for the top of the lid. Well, two more things. One, I want to go back with my matte color because I don't want that to totally fade. I just want it to blend in very nicely with what I did on the lid. So I'm going to take a more pointed pencil brush and I'm just going to go over that lid, or that crease actually. Go over the crease with this brush and we're just going to melt that into the skin. Because we want it to pop a little bit. Perfect. You know, I love framing my whole eye when I do this kind of look. So we're going to do that. Now to the other side. And again, be very light-handed because what you want to do is blend it once you have it in place so that you really don't see where the lid color changes from one to another, from the lid to the crease. Perfection. And then going back again with that pencil brush, we're going to use the lightest color in here, which is also like a light champagne. And we're just going to put that on underneath the brow bone. Not a lot, just enough to add a little sparkle underneath the eye. And again with the other brow. And again, this is just going to help tie the whole look together and make it that more cohesive. Okay. All right, so we're going to put this down for now because we need to reach for the other thing that made this such an iconic look for the summer. And that is our eyeshadow pencil. Well, eyeliner, whatever you want to call it. So this one that I use is by 𝕊𝕦𝕡𝕒𝕟𝕜. And I love this because it's an actual pencil, not a kohl pencil, not a hybrid. It is what it's supposed to be, a kohl liner. I'm going to take this jacket off now because we already looked cute for a half an hour plus. And I don't want to turn on my fan even higher because I don't want you all to hear it. You probably hear a low hum now, but okay. But I want us to concentrate on what we're doing. So this is an actual pencil. And I love pencils for this kind of look because it's going to give you the precision that you want. Kohl liners, sometimes they smudge if you don't know what to do and how to do it. So you have to be very, very careful with kohl pencils. But with this one, we can be a little bit more, you know, laissez-faire, as they say. But I'm going to basically take this pencil, always sharpen before you use it. I did that off camera already. And I'm going to start to work this product in my upper lash line, tight lining it all across the eye. All right, I know some of you are scared by what I'm doing. Take your time, steady your hand. If you need to take a deep breath, but you want to be very, very relaxed because you don't want to stick yourself in the eye. I know you don't. You know you don't. But the secret to doing a tight lining is that you want to work swiftly but carefully so that you are in the innermost corner of the eye, not on top. And you want to get that smoky look that we're doing right now. Then, not to be undone, take that same pencil, look downward, and we're going to do the inner corner, tight lining that bottom and going all across the eye. Again, you want to be very light-handed with this, and then you can always go back over if you want to make it a little bit more deeper. But the goal is to get that inside of the rim of your eyes so that it starts and it ends, and you don't really see like where it starts and where it ends. So if you do it right in the insides of your eye, you'll be able to get all across your eye like I did very smoothly. Hey, Tony. Hey, Tony Hendricks Green. Virgo Queens. Yes, our time is coming. Yes. Virgo Nation, stand up. Leo got a couple more weeks and then you out of here. It's Virgo Nation all the way. You know the vibes. We're doing the other eye. Okay. Again, you want to work swiftly but carefully. I have stuck myself in the eye many times growing up doing this look. And this trick helped me immensely, especially for people like me who also are very sensitive to the eyes. So you may weep or you may start tearing up. Have some Q-tips at hand and just gently press where the tears are starting to fall, usually in the inner corners. And that will relieve the sensation of having to tear up. And it also stops it from smearing everywhere. So if you do get like a little bit out of the inner or outer line, you can use that same Q-tip to clean it up and then go back and do it again. It takes time, it takes practice, but baby, when you have it down and you nailed it, you know you're good. You know you're good. All right. And one last thing before we are through with the eyeshadow palette. Put that mirror down for a second. We're going to go back into this, back into that first color that we used for our lid. And we're going to take that and right underneath where we tight lined and where some of us actually put any eyeshadow, we're going to put that eyeshadow right underneath. Again, you want it really smoky. So don't be afraid to go back in a couple of times until you get your desired effect. And if you want to bring it out, you can, like it was done in Celine Dion. She had like a little shadowing as well. And there you go. It is so simple to do that you will be amazed how quickly you pick this up. It's all about placement and blending. And then when you have your desired look all done, then you can take it out and slightly wing it at the corners. helped me through a lot of evening looks using these products in this way. All right, so we are done with the eyeshadow. Now let's go in with our mascara. I'm going to start with my primer, which I think is almost done. I'm going to tell you, I don't know about you all when it comes to drugstore things, but I'm finding that a lot of my products, like this one that I love, they're not lasting as long as they used to. I don't know what's up with that, but it is not lasting for me. I got this maybe 2 months ago, and it's already done. I already have to get another one. Usually these last me like 3 to 4 months, sometimes longer if I'm doing high end. That'll last me about 6 months. But L'Oreal is clocking out on me very, very early these days. So I don't know. I may have to go back to my Lancome as like my base product. Yes, there is. There is. And what eyeshadow primer, and lash primer, what they are both designed to do is to help the application of your mascara or your eyeshadow, help it adhere to either your lash or your lid. But yes, good question. So then I'm going to go in with my 1-2 punch that I've been loving this summer. Dior Iconic Over Curl Mascara. Now my lashes are already naturally curly, so I don't really have to use a eyelash curler. I do have one though, in case I need it. But I find that if I'm using a curling mascara, this will help me coax my lashes upward. And you see how that primer helped extend my lashes? Even before I started wearing like the eyelash serums and things, because I'm still using those. I discovered that using a eyelash primer before I use my mascara really helps. Now, usually I'll put the primer on and I'll let it dry down, but because that primer is almost done, I didn't even have to do that. That's how little product is left in there. Well, when you first use it, I would work in sections, try to lift and separate as much as possible, and then let it set down just for about 2 seconds, and then go in with your mascara. And you will see instantly how much added definition you get to your lashes. Lifesaver, I'm telling you. My summer faves. All right, so now that I have the Dior down, I'm going to go in with my other fave for the summer, and this is Fenty Beauty. And this is her newish mascara. I'm going to tilt my mirror down because I want to really try to lift and separate these lashes. Because my true babes has been with me for a minute. Y'all know my lashes like to gang up. They like to clump together and be like a gang. So when I'm using my final coats of mascara, I try to really get in there and lift those lashes and separate them as much as possible. And then same with the bottom. And then next lash. See, they're already starting to gang up on me and clump together like they want to fight. You know, sometimes I'll be asking my lashes, like, y'all want to square up or what? Like, what's going on here? Why y'all always trying to gang up on me and clump together? You know how us Brooklyn girls go. You want to square up or what? You want to square up lashes or what? Because I'm ready. I am ready. Square up. Square up, son. Now, I like them when they're a little clumpy, but my lashes like to just show out. Like they don't have no form of home training. And that's just not cool. That's just not cool. I knew about the eyeshadow primer, but never heard of primer for mascara. Yep. What I use is the Voluminous Base by L'Oreal, which you can find in the drugstore. But like I said, I'm complaining now because I used to get a lot of wear out of this, and now 2 months tops, and it's like done for me. So I don't know what's going on, what they did. They might have changed the formula or something. I hate when they do that. And they don't tell you they changed the formula. They just change it. And you're like, well, what's going on? You're left scratching your head. Like, what is going on? Tony said, I don't really wear makeup, but I have some for special occasions. What brand eyelash primer do you prefer? Okay, so drugstore, I prefer Voluminous Base, right? That's the one I love. If you're talking middle of the road, you have a little bit more money to spend, I would get the Lancome because for right now, let me knock on wood, I'm gonna have to buy some and see. But because I don't have any backups. I don't have any backups in primers. But the Lancome primer is called Seals XL. I love that. It's a little bit more pricey. Like I said, it's like $30. But if you buy 2 of these, you can buy 1 of those. And that, again, knock on wood, lasts longer than this one, at least nowadays. That's the mid-tier. And then for high-end, I'm going to tell you, I love Chanel's eyelash primer. I love Dior's eyelash primer. And trying to think if there's anything else that I've like really been riding for, especially in this summertime. No, basically those 3 are what I've been riding with. Those are the ones I love. So you can't go wrong with any of those. And I'll put the links to all of them, even the Lancome and even the L'Oreal, Even the L'Oreal, I'll put in the description box so you can have different suggestions and different alternatives to choose from. Okay, now we are ready to put our lipstick on. And I am going to use, because again, we're reduping this look that Celine Dion and the team over at Charlotte Tilbury did. And I was trying to see if I could find a Charlotte Tilbury pencil, but I don't think I have any of them. No, I don't. But I do have this pencil in mauve, which we're going to use to just lightly line my lips. This is from Wayne Goss, but you can use any mauvey type of lip liner for this. If you have matte cork, you can use it for this. And we don't want to go too deep. We just want to define it just a tad. So that when you put the rose gold gloss on top, Dior, one of my faves this summer, has a little bit of a frosty look to it, naturally because it's metallic, but it gives you this beautiful shimmer and just a hint of that rose gold on the lips. Just elevates the look, just simply elevates it. So there we go. I'm going to push this back so you can see the whole face. All right. So now I'm going to, before I powder, remember I told you I'm going to share that picture of Celine Dion. So let me do that now. Okay, here we go. Just need to put them both together. Okay, so here is Celine Dion's look. And let's see, let's do, why is it not doing it? It's not letting me do it side by side for some reason. Nope. All right, so we're going to do it like this for now. So as you can see, her cheeks are a little brighter than mine look. And I think her liner may be a little deeper than what I did. So first, let's go back with the eyeliner. We're going to deepen that up. All right, so we've deepened that up. So now mine is as smoky as hers. Again, we think her cheeks might be a little brighter. So we're going to go back into our stick blush. I'm just going to add a little bit more in. And again, taking that brush that I used before, we're just going to pat and blend it in. But I'm not going to go too heavy on the blending because we want it to be that bright. And always bring it up to the temples because we want to elongate the face. Her face and my face are both oval shaped. So when you have an oval shaped face, you can be a little bit more generous with the blush because it's just going to define your look even further and accentuate those cheekbones. All right. And she does have a hint of highlighter. So I'm going to go in with my Say. This is a liquid highlighter. I put a little bit too much. I put a pump on. But, and however, what we're going to do with it is, where's my little brush? No. Hold, please. I'm going to have to look behind where I put the camera because I need to grab one of my small brushes for cream. Okay, we have it now. So with what I have on my hand, and it's so hot, it's already like sliding all over my hand. But we're going to just stipple the highlighter on because we want a subtle glow that doesn't distract from the blush that we just used. So I'm just going to use my brush and just stipple it in so I have that glowy look, but not so severe. We're also going to take it down our nose. I see that she has a nice little shiny button at the end. I can't go that way. Sorry, Celine, I can't go with you with the button nose and the highlight on the tip of the nose. I mean, I'll do a little bit, but that's not my ministry. But I will go a little further with the highlight than what I normally do. So you can see it. And there is a little bit on the tip of my nose, but we're not going all the way there like Celine did. I'm going to put a little bit on the Cupid's bow, just because if we're going to highlight anything a little overly than what we do normally, it's got to be the Cupid's bow. And then with the rest, just going to accentuate a little bit more of the skin. We also have some on the forehead. So I'm just going to lightly pat it through the forehead. There we go. I used up everything that was on the back of my hand, that one pump. Didn't think I'd need to, but this looks really, really good. And now lastly, we're going to go in with our powder because we want to seal that look and protect it from perspiring when we go outside or even when we're inside, babes. Like, you don't have to be outside to perspire. You can get that from indoors too. So you want to put a little bit of powder on. And I like to put some on the lid of my powder and then tap it off in there and just stipple it across the face. Again, we want it to matte down, but we don't want it to look overly powdery. We want that glow to shine through. So we want the glow. We don't want the perspiration. All right. And now, before I spray, I like to give myself one more pass of a lighter concealer just right underneath my eye. Just one pass. And then with my brush, I am going to pat that in. And see how that one pass, that one little dot just brightened up underneath my eye? That's what we want. Just another little dash of brightness underneath. Make sure you pat it in very, very well. So that it blends. And as you naturally blink and go about your day, this will travel upwards to underneath your eye, so you don't have to go in that detailed underneath your eye. So I try to keep it just lower, right around here. And then when I'm done, take it up and just slowly wipe underneath your eye. This also helps with anything that may have fallen out while you were doing your eye look, maybe that you didn't see, or anything that might have flaked off when you were doing your mascara, anything like that. Even your eyeliner, which may have traveled down. And then I just take that rest of that powder that I use for all of the face, and I just use a little bit more where I added more of the concealer. And again, that's going to keep it matte, keep it looking good, not having to worry about lines or creasing underneath your eyes, because basically if you're layering it properly and giving it time in between to breathe a little bit before you start blending, then everything is going to look perfect. All right. Can't have a Charlotte Tilbury inspired look without another Charlotte Tilbury inspired product. And this is the GOAT of all setting sprays. This is the GOAT. And I'm going to tell you, if you do splurge on this, and again, I'll put the link in the description box. They used to have a trial size. Sometimes you can still get it. If I can find a link to the trial size, put it in your cart, try it for a while. You're going to love it. You're going to love it. And then you're going to want to upgrade and get you a bigger size. So I use a bigger size at home, and then I use my travel size when I am traveling. Or if I'm at work and I'm going from work to somewhere else, I'll put the trial size in my bag, touch up my makeup, and then spritz again. But you want to hold it about 6 to 8 inches away from the face. And then you want to spray around your face in circular motion. Maybe not talk while you do it like I do, because you don't want to taste it. But you do that. You can use your fan, as you know I love to do, or you can just let it sit and melt into the face. What it's going to do is it melts the powder down that you just applied, and it makes your face look like you went through a filter. It just looks so precise, so professional, so really upscale, and it helps your look to last long too. So there is Celine. Here am I. I'm going to stop sharing hers. I'm going to move into me. And this is my take. Again, using Charlotte Tilbury for the eyes and her setting spray for the completion, And then everything else, like I said, I will leave everything in the description box so you can see it all. But this is a very cute way to like go out with the girls, have a little brunch date, you know, because you can use this in the daytime. You might not want to line your eyes, or you might want to, you know, line it even more, depending on your personal preference. But I like the way it came out. I like the way it came out. And like I said, you can go even heavier on the blush if you'd like. What I would do if I wanted it to be even heavier, where's my blush? Oh, hold please. I got to dig down at the bottom. So hold please. Let me go down here and pull it out. So what I used was Electric Bloom. And like I said, it's from Pat McGrath. So of course, I have the Pat McGrath powder. This is one of the first ones that came out when she released her powdered blushes. And this is what Electric Bloom looks like in a powder. As you can see, much different from the cream, right? The cream just kind of blends down. But if you want it to be a little bit more severe, a little bit more pigmented, get right in there and start adding that powder. Boom. You see how it plussed it up even more? And again, I'm just stippling the brush because I want that pigment to just stick to the skin. And just pop. And again, I left the bronzer kind of just be natural. I didn't add any more to it for bronzer because I really wanted that standout blush to be the focal point of the look today, besides the deep sultry eyes. You see how it pops the look? Patrick Todd told us, well, do your cream and then your powder, or if you want a light touch, use the powder first and then the cream. But if you want that intensity, I would go in with the cream stick first, get it to where you want it, blend it out, and then go on top of it with your blush. Voila, and there you have it. Oh, you like that? You like that, sissy? Thank you, thank you. So there you go, sultry, smoky, bronzy look with some of my summer faves that I've been loving for 2024. And we got a brown girl friendly look on the Celine Dion opening ceremony performance makeup look with her team at Charlotte Tilbury. That's it, babes. All right, babes, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I am going to do a short but sweet Sunday sips after sips on my Instagram. If you are on Instagram, I invite you to follow me there for the after sips. I'm just going to talk a little bit about the look some more and share with everyone the products, and that's it. That's it. And maybe one other thing that I have coming up soon. So we'll talk about it over in Instagram. But until then, you have now been Bellafied. Take care, babes, and I'll see you back here soon. Bye.